The first United Conservative Party leadership debate just took place in Calgary. There were lots of topics covered, from what it means to be conservative to the economy, and it truly was a battle of ideas. So let me run down some of the highs and lows for each candidate for you. Let's start with the former president of the Wild Rose Party, Jeff Callaway, and Calgary lawyer Doug Schweitzer. It's not likely either of these guys will win the leadership, but Callaway immediately took a shot at Brian Jean.
You know, I was baling hay at the age of 8, and I got to say, Brian, you know, when you were telling Wild Rose members that you were in favor of farms being forced to have WCB, I and many others in the Wild Rose were deeply disappointed. I'm glad you changed your mind on that because, frankly, I think the NDP might have got that idea from you.
This will be a downfall for Callaway if he continues to focus on a battle of personalities over ideas. He does have some fresh plans, like focusing Alberta's economy on natural gas, and has a very interesting take in buying the Port of Churchill on Hudson Bay to get our oil to market. Nobody else is talking about this, so it's a strong point in his campaign. Schweitzer is leading with identity politics and his New Blue campaign, which will definitely drive voters away. Identity politics are divisive, and what's more is he made this comment about having things in common with the federal Liberals.
We're getting into conversations about selfies and socks again. When it comes down to this, we need to make sure that we deal with our federal government responsibly. What is in the best interest of Albertans? We need to deal with Ottawa in a tough way, in a firm way. Taking cheap shots around selfies and socks is not going to be the diplomatic way when we do have some commonality.
However, his wheelhouse seems to be fiscals, despite his grandstanding over ripping up trade agreements, and he made some great points on the budget and getting out of debt. These are major issues in Alberta right now, and if he continues with this focus, it will definitely win him more support. Now moving on to Brian Jean, what a difference a couple of years in the legislature has made for his debate performance. He was very well prepared and is so well versed in Alberta politics.
I don't think we have any fiscal room whatsoever right now to incentivize the climate change portfolio anymore. Right now we are the world leaders on oil sands, on tailings, on the oil and gas industry, on the environment, in human resources, making sure that the rule of law is obeyed. We have nothing to apologize for.
And this is going to give him a huge advantage. But there is all of that former Wild Rose Party stuff, like that big deficit, that's going to be hard for him to escape. So that will be a downfall for him. And then finally, there's Jason Kenney. He's definitely evolved since he started his tour of Alberta, where he went from condemning chants at a rally to really listening to the frustrations of everyday people here.
But sadly, thanks in part to the disastrous ideological policies of the NDP, we've become a province with a brain drain. You know, I've met the people who have suffered from this. A single mom here in Calgary who told me she'd looked for 6 months after losing her job, only to find the same job that she was doing when she was 26. A retail entry-level job. She's told me that she felt like she'd lost half of her life. So we must once again be the province where the moving trucks are moving towards rather than away from. And human capital is such a huge part of that.
This is a major Kenney advantage. He is a people-oriented person, but he's also seen as an establishment conservative. So it's going to be hard for him to completely convince the grassroots to support him after all of his time spent in Ottawa. Now, I mentioned Callaway and Schweitzer won't be the likely winners in this contest, but they could prove to have a huge influence on the results. This race is very close between Kenney and Jean, and it's really anyone's game right now. Depending on how many votes the two are able to score, it could make the difference between the two front runners. Could the two underdogs be the deciding factor in this campaign? We'll have to see how it all unfolds on October 28th. For the Rebel.media, I'm Holly Nicholas. Thanks for watching. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to get all of the latest news and analysis on the UCP leadership race that you're just not going to find anywhere else.